Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bluetti Eb70. For those of you that may be in the market for a solar generator, it doesn't necessarily have to be this model, but Bluetti is having a special promotion event between the 15th and the 20th of September. This is a 714 watt hour, 700 continuous output, pure sine wave solar generator, and of course my favorite brand, the Bluetti. The only thing that I would change on this right now would be the color. I wish they would have sent me one that was black. Now for those of you that don't know, I love the Bluetti brand. It's very simple, very high quality, and it has a very good battery that takes a whole bunch of charges to full before it even starts to deplete in capacity, meaning that you can charge this from 0 to full up to 2,500 times before it starts losing capacity. And that, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, is a great deal. There are many other solar generators out there that may be in the same price range, but may not have the quality and features that the Bluettis provide. So let's start off by what you get in the box, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, you get the Eb70 in the box. You get an envelope like this that has your QC certificate. Pretty much tells you that this has been inspected. And it has a very simple user's manual. And the reason it's a very simple user's manual, ladies and gentlemen, is because this Bluetti is not very complicated at all. You see, I know that Bluetti makes a few different models, and it has a couple of models that I don't like for the fact that you can do so many things with it. I know that the AC200 that they came out with, in my opinion, is too complicated, and there's too many things that you can do with it. I like to turn a button and be able to use it. All right, same thing with the Bluetti that they came out with, that's like 5,100 watt hours. In my opinion, it's just too complicated. I like to be able to use these things in a simple way so that when I have to use them, I don't have to worry about having to remember all of these codes and things to have to do. And that's one of the good things about this one. In addition to the owner's manual, ladies and gentlemen, it's got the power charging brick, all right, with cord. It comes with a wire that you can hook up to a solar panel. I would have liked if they could have sent you a wire that had a splitter where you can hook it up to at least 2 solar panels, since it does accept 200 watts max from a solar panel. But this is just fine, and you can get a splitter wire for a solar panel that you want to connect 2 of them together for probably like less than $10 on Amazon. It also comes with a charging cable that you can connect to your car's cigarette lighter. And it also comes with a cable that you can connect from your USB-C to charge any components or any kind of personal devices that you have that use USB-C devices. And the USB-C goes all the way up to 100 watts. In addition to the USB-C, you also have regular USB. You have your 12 volt, and you also have a cigarette lighter attachment that you can use for 12 volts. It also has 4 110 receptacles, so this is your AC output. It has 2 of them that accepts the grounding plug and 2 of them that do not. Now for a 700 watt solar generator or a 700 watt output solar generator, I think that this is plenty of them. And of course it also has a small flashlight here, or a small light. So you have low, high, and then you've got SOS. Don't really use this very much, but it's nice to have just in case. Now, what do I like most about this solar generator, ladies and gentlemen? Now, let me tell you what. This is not something that I'm going to buy to, power chainsaws, electric chainsaws, or electric radial arm saws or something like that. It's not for that, in my opinion. I did do a test with it where I powered my side-by-side refrigerator. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got the Eb70 right here next to my refrigerator. This is a 25.5 cubic foot side-by-side refrigerator, and I've done this test before with the Bluetti Eb240, I believe it is, the 2400 watt hour one I have. Now this one is supposed to handle 700 watts of continuous power, so it should be plenty to power my refrigerator / freezer. So what we've got here is we've got our on button is on, and as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and plug it into one of these outlets. And as you can see right now, the compressor is not running. The only thing that's running in there is probably just the fan, because it's only using 6 watts of power. So as soon as the compressor starts running and it actually starts taking some real wattage, I'll go ahead and give you a snapshot of the clock that's above my stove or my range. That way we can keep track of how long the refrigerator will run off of this. And I'm going to bring it down all the way to 20%. See how many hours it'll run. It'll give us a good idea of how long we can power a pretty good sized refrigerator slash freezer for before this runs out of power. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I didn't catch it when it first turned on, but it just turned on about 30 seconds ago. And as you can see that it's stabilized at about 150, 155 watts of output. When the compressor first turns on in the refrigerator, let me go ahead and leave that so you guys can see it. When it first turns on in the refrigerator slash freezer, it has a surge of like 300 and something watts, which is plenty for this machine to handle, right? This machine will handle up to 700 watts continuous, and I believe it's like 1400 watts surge. So let's go ahead and take a look at the clock, see how long this refrigerator slash freezer will run on this until it's up to 20% of its charge. And it is 3:05 p.m. As you can see, it is now 6:35 p.m. and the EB70 is almost completely out of power. So it was able to power my refrigerator for about 3.5 hours, and even though there is an alarm displayed on the LCD screen, my refrigerator, as you can see, is still drawing power out of this unit. So this should give you a good idea, ladies and gentlemen, on how long you can power a good sized refrigerator or freezer with this unit. That's not bad for a 700 watt generator. But for those of you that have appliances that have a surge in power that maybe go above 700 watts, it will go all the way to 1400 watts in a surge, but it cannot keep that wattage output continuously. So you're not going to be using this to power any real high power items. As you saw there, this powered my refrigerator for a pretty good amount of time for what it is. So it is something that you can use to power your refrigerator or freezer if you're only estimating that you're going to have power outages that last 2 to 3, maybe at the most 4 hours. Before we get into the very simple controls, ladies and gentlemen, this does have a wireless charging option for your phone. And it does work, and it works pretty well. Like I said, one of the things that I really like about Bluetti is how simple they make it, ladies and gentlemen. So check this out. If you want to use any of your AC ports, there's no on-off button for the entire system. There's just an on-off button for whatever function you want to use. So if you want to use any of these ports, all you have to do is push one button. There you go, and it's on. This port is now available for power usage. And as you can see, it just has the garden variety as we've come to know Bluetti LCD screen that has 5 bars ranging from 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100%. And I really like that it has an input and an output. Now, many people ask me when I review a solar generator, can this one be charging at the same time as you're using it? And yes, it can. Actually, one of the things that I've been using this solar generator for is in my bunker. And what I do is I have my computer plugged into the solar generator at all times, and I have the solar generator plugged into the grid. That way, if I'm working on my computer or if I'm doing a live stream, let's say, and the electricity from the grid goes out, my computer won't skip a beat and it'll go straight to the battery power of the Bluetti. Now, as you can see, I plugged in my little bunker vacuum cleaner into the Bluetti, and this vacuum cleaner does not draw a lot of electricity, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it on just so that you can see how the LCD screen functions. So as you can see there, if you want to turn this off, it turns off. If you want to turn it on, it turns right on just with the push one button. Same thing with your DC output. This is what I really like about this brand, ladies and gentlemen. They just make it so simple that anyone can use it, no matter what their technical aptitude is. So obviously I don't want to be working off of the DC output, but my AC output is on. Let me go ahead and turn on my vacuum real quick so that you can see how the power surges and comes back down and how easy it is to see here. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is not one of those machines that you're going to use to put very high power equipment on, but it makes a great backup battery or backup generator for those things that you need, like CPAP machines. It will easily power your electronic devices or personal devices for a very good amount of time, and it doesn't even take that long to charge. If you're going to charge this off of the wall, it's probably going to take you about 4 hours or so to charge. And if you're going to charge it from a solar panel that's giving you at least 200 watts, it's going to take about 4 or 5 hours to charge, because as we all know, solar panels, even though they say 100 or 200 watts, don't necessarily give you an input that's equal to what they're advertised as, because they do lose a little bit of capacity with the energy going through the wires. When I plug this into the wall, as you will see, it doesn't take a full 200 watts. However, it does take in very close to 200 watts. So this is one of those machines that I like to just keep it plugged in and then use it as a backup for something else. I think it's a pretty good value for the money at about $500 or so. However, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link under the description of the video. Disclaimer is that I am affiliated with Bluetti, so if you use my link, it will help the channel. However, if you want to buy it from somewhere else or go directly to the Bluetti site, by all means do that. I stand by these machines because I think that Bluetti is very high quality. And the only thing that I don't like about it, ladies and gentlemen, with the exception of the color, is that you cannot attach an external battery to it. I wish that Bluetti would make a battery available for all of their solar generators that you can attach to whatever you have, so that you can expand the capacity. And I believe that they're coming out with one. However, I've noticed in the past that when companies do this, the batteries are just very, very pricey. So what I wish that they would do is that they make it possible by maybe having a couple of terminals in the back or somewhere in the unit, just like the Duracell 660, that allows you to attach external batteries to it. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, the quality of this unit is top notch. I still stand by this brand. I think it's an outstanding brand, and the price, in my opinion, is pretty good for what you're getting here. So again, if you want to take advantage of the sale that they're going to be having between the 15th and the 20th of September, go ahead and click the link that's under the description of the video. I'll also leave it on a pinned comment. Having said that, thank you very much for joining in today. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I am out.